everyone. Let us continue with Rabi. Today we will be discussing aphorism 136 to 140. So let us continue with aphorism 136. When we are proving the medicine, it will not produce all the symptoms in one person. It has got some capacity to alter the state of our health in a healthy person. It will not produce all symptoms in one person himself. So as to know its all symptoms, we have to give it to many different individuals. They are supposed to vary in their mental and physical constitution. But whereas it has got the tendency to produce all the symptoms in every human being. So this we have already seen in aphorism 117 where he talks about idiosyncrasy, that is sensitivity. So it depends upon the sensitivity of the people according to eternal law of nature. Eternal law of nature means it stands true in the past, today and in future. Such is the law which tells us that when you have given the medicine to the healthy human being, it has rarely produced those symptoms, but those effects are easily brought on when the person is sick. By virtue of law of nature, you will get to know that all symptoms are brought into operation when the person is in a sick condition and all the similar state is been brought. So only medicines, when they are selected homeopathically in the patient, they silently produce an artificial state which closely resembles to the morbid state, that is a natural disease, which rapidly, gently and permanently frees the individual from its original disease. If at all we want to facilitate the observation of action of remedy when we are giving it in moderate and large doses, then the prover has to have our following qualities, that is, he should be lover of truth and he should have patience in all respects, he should have delicate feelings and he should be very attentive to his sensation. When we use moderate within limits of medicine, primary effects what that medicine produces are worth knowing because they produce no admixture of secondary action, that is reaction of the body. Let's continue with aphorism 137. When we have given excessively large doses, we see that along with primary symptoms, secondary symptoms occur in such a hurried way, they create confusion and they are so much indistinct that you cannot accurately make out which one is primary and which one is secondary action. Hahnemann says that when any person who is conscientious cannot use these symptoms for curative purpose. So after knowing all these things, still if the doctor is using these medicines, it is very dangerous. It shows that he is very indifferent to his fellow creature. Let's see aphorism 138. So when we are proving one medicine, if person's any sufferings, accidents and changes in his health are taken as effects of the medicine itself, provided the essential features what we have discussed in 124 to 127 aphorisms are fulfilled. So now once you have given these medicines, what all symptoms are coming, you are supposed to consider them as medicinal effects only and then register them as a medicinal effects, even though prover says that he has observed such symptoms earlier also, before proving also in himself, which have occurred in him spontaneously, but still you are supposed to register them under the medicinal effects. So now this guy had a tendency to produce certain symptoms and they have been brought back when medicine was introduced in him for proving. This shows that because of his peculiar constitution of producing those symptoms, that medicine has excited that particular disease in him or the particular symptoms in him, hence they become symptoms of the medicine itself. Let's go to aphorism 139. When physician is not taking medicine on himself and it is being given to a prover should note down clearly the sensations, the sufferings, accidents and changes which are occurring when he has taken the medicine. He should clearly mention everything regarding their time of occurrence also, and also he should mention when they have occurred after ingesting that particular medicine, and if they last for long, then even he should mention the duration of those symptoms. So every day or every time when the experiment is concluded, physician has to make the prover sit there and check every details of the experimentation. Suppose if at all the trial is lasting for several days, physician should call the prover every day and should note down all the symptoms properly and regularly, and still they are fresh in the memory of the prover. Exact circumstance of every symptom should be noted down properly, and anything else if he feels should advise him to get it done from next day. The real experimenter is the one who makes the world known about the true symptoms which are produced in a healthy human being. He becomes responsible for the trustworthiness of the person to whom he is experimenting, and he is responsible for the statements of the prover also. Let us go to aphorism 140. Suppose if the person is illiterate, then he should come to a physician every day. He should tell what is happening to him, and then the physician has to write everything what has occurred. Prover. When we are proving, spontaneous narration of this prover is always considered rather than any hypothesis or rather than answers to the leading questions. In this experiment, we have have to ascertain everything very, very carefully, as we have previously seen in the investigation of the case of the disease, that is in case taking. Already Hahnemann had explained in aphorism 83 to 104, as though you are taking the case of the person, like that you are supposed to note down everything given during proving. Now let us write 136 to 140. So in 136 aphorism, Hahnemann tells us that proving the medicine on many individuals with different mental and physical constitution will give you detailed version of the symptoms which it produces. 137, he says that when you give excessively large doses, hurried secondary symptoms also will get mixed with primary symptoms, hence you will get confused. You are not supposed to use such symptoms for curing the diseases. So moderate doses should be given, and then the person who is lover of truth, who is trustworthy, will be able to notice attentively the proper effects of the medicine. In 138, when we have given medicine, the brewer says that before taking medicine also I was noticing these symptoms. So we should consider them and we should note down these symptoms as a symptoms of the medicine itself. Because of his peculiar constitution, medicine is able to bring out those symptoms back in him. So that shows that it has got a capacity to produce the similar symptoms. In aphorism 139, he says how to maintain day book. Exactly like we are taking the case 83 to 104 aphorism, Hahnemann gives us instructions how to take care. So that carefully we should be able to maintain the day book of the brewer. When physician himself is not a brewer, he should be able to explain him what all should be noted down, and in case if he finds any confusion, if the experiment is lasting for long, every day he should call him and ask him, and he should give him instructions if he is not satisfied with what person is telling, and all prejudices, all hypotheses have to be avoided. This should be done very cautiously, because physician becomes responsible to the world, medical world, because on behalf of the prover, physician is giving the knowledge of the medicine to the world. In 140th aphorism, daybook of illiterate person, how should be noted down? Should call the person every day. He will narrate the symptoms and physician will go on noting down the symptoms without of any of his subjective symptoms into it. Right? So that is how it is being told in 140th aphorism. Thank you.